All right.
Okay, so GFAI looks like they're waiting on a catalyst, some sort of news, which
Uh-huh.
I can dig more into it. Plus, they should have their earnings released by the end of the week, and that should be positive according to Whisper Earnings or Earnings Whisper.
Huh?
So that should push the price up. With this stock, once you called it, I looked at it right away, and I noticed that the the price movement is unnatural,
Yeah.
which usually means that the market makers are controlling it.
Huh?
And so it'll run when they release it.
Okay.
So the one thing is, market makers can't always stop everything, even though they try. If there's enough volume from retail investors, the market makers will lose control and the stock will run. So that's why having good news or a positive ER will help, because you'll get all the retail traders jumping in and it'll push the volume past what the market makers can control.
Yeah. We said ER.
But
What's that?
earnings release,
Okay, 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 okay.
it looks like it should be good numbers.
Oh man, the spy ended great. Everything ended great.
Did you see the pullback in the market today?
Yeah, it took a little dump, but man, the oil index just popped up. I fucking sold everything and I'm kind of sad.
You sold all your oil?
I sold all the oil, I sold all the miners because they were down so much, and I said I was gonna re-enter. So I think I'm,
Um,
yeah, 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 no, because I was just blindly swinging those, you know. So now I gotta actually come at it with some strategy. So
yeah,
I'm gonna look at it again. Don't worry, because if it's about a pop, I'm gonna buy it. Like I'm not just gonna like I'm not biased against it now because I sold it. I don't want to be like, oh, you know. So I'm gonna look at it. Don't worry. I'm looking
add
at
it
it
to your
now.
do not trade list.
I know, man.
Oil's at it's at $104.03 a barrel.
Yeah. It
So
still doesn't look like. Well, you know what? It's at a kind of support right now. Oh, I'm looking at the USO. I'm looking at the oil fund. So I'm it's what I'm looking at is kind of at a support right now on the 4 hour. So it's you know there could be a bounce, which is what I'm seeing on the 1 minute and the 5 minute. So that's why I kind of was like, oh, but I want to see something on the 4 hour happen. Like, I don't know how low it's gonna go. Everything like the trend is like it's literally it's five candles red right now. So it's definitely dropped it down. And that's why I was like, you know what? Oil sucks. Oh.
dude, I'm still holding all my oil positions.
I'm telling you, I had the worst entry. I bought him when I should have scalped him, and that's why I needed to sell him. Because if it goes, you know, first of all, the plan was wrong. Anytime the plan's wrong, I need to just say the plan didn't work. Just look at it again, make a new plan. Because I didn't do that. I just made a crap plan, didn't follow through, and this is what happens, you know. But I can always get back in. So I'm looking at it. I'm gonna assess it. Look for a good entry, you know.
You did the old buy and hope it runs strategy.
Yes,
It gets the best of us.
dude. It's just crap. Anyways, yeah, VIX is down. I mean, but everything else. I mean, the spy, the keys, they did amazing. At first, it seems like they were gonna do crap, but then it got some rejection, and it was having a good time. So, whatever.
Oh yeah, dude. Futures, the Dow's up 254 points, S&P's up 46.5 points, and then the Nasdaq is up 226.25. Yeah, that's pretty strong. Um, and the SPY is a positive that when you see that run, because who one of the guys in the group had asked, uh, what number does the SPY hit when you know the market's going to tank? And I don't know if you remember my response. It doesn't matter where the spy's at because it can always go red or green. So if we're down to $300 on the spy, if it runs to 310, the whole market's going to follow and go up. So that
Yeah.
number is not as important. You gotta look at the whole picture when you're trying to
Right.
analyze. Which it sounds like you're getting it down because you're coming up with the cash values, um, history of the company,
Yeah.
uh, a catalyst,
Uh-huh.
because that is my preference in trading. Is I'm a catalyst trader and you're a price trader or a momentum trader, they would call it.
Yeah.
So it complements actually really well because you'll see things that I don't.
Mm.
Because I guarantee the way you and I both look for stocks is probably exactly the opposite.
But yeah, dude, I tried to enter back into meds earlier and
Yeah,
it crapped me out. I got stopped out on that. So I gave back some money, but I'm still up uh 1% on the day, which is my goal. If I can be up 1% every day, then I can make a living. So I'm okay. I'm making the goal. So if I can keep making the goal, that's the plan. But what do you think about Hycroft, the HYMC?
I love it.
Dude.
Um, we owned it. I made it in our challenge play. I made the stupid call. Oh, sorry, I had a call. Okay, so I made that play. I think at a $1.26,
Uh-huh.
and then it ran to 131 or 132, and I didn't
All
like
right,
how the
well,
chart
let me
looked,
know if you gotta swap out the
Yeah.
tables.
so I ended up getting out of it at that level. And then, of course, the next day it runs, and then it's still going. I think this is a $5 stock. I picked some up today. I
Right.
picked some up yesterday too, so my average is still pretty good. I do believe we see $5 here pretty soon,
Yeah,
and
cause
as long as
yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry,
as
go
long
ahead.
as oh, as long as AMC keeps running, HYMC will, because AMC bought I think 35% of their float.
What? Of
Thanks for
HYMC?
using
Yeah, yeah, they invested. It was $65 million, I believe, in the company. It's some outrage. It might even be more than that. I'd have to look at my notes. But that's how I knew it was going to run. But then if AMC is not running, HYMC is not going to run. And so the other day when we got in it and we got out within about 10 minutes, and I was like, because AMC was still going down. And then all of a sudden, you've seen AMC and GameStop, the meme stocks are killing it again. Costs, I made $3 a share on Costs yesterday.
Wow.
Like it was amazing. And Nedge, NEGG, uh,
Uh-huh.
I made $2.80 a share on it.
Wow, that's great.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. But they're the meme stocks. So when one of them runs, they all run.
Right.
And, and I'm actually surprised that AMC is running based off of that new uh, 5 minute rule with the SEC where hedge funds can cover from 4 to 405 without changing the market price.
Yeah, maybe it's not enough,
So that's got
but
to be
I don't
retail
know. I
buyers.
mean, yeah, it has to be exactly. You know what it could be? It
Well,
could be
the
yeah, it could be the DRS. It could be people that are like um getting their shares into computer share that are so because they're doing it so much that they're not able to lend out shares anymore, so they have to cover.
that would be amazing. I needed to keep going up. I'm going to punch out this time once it gets past $50. So I will single handedly tank the price.
Wow.
I should have sold when it was at 76. That would have been a $73 per share profit.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
And you had so many shares.
Yeah. Yeah. I have a ton, dude. Hey, what do you think of that split with Tesla that they're going to vote on April 27th?
So this is why I sold my oil and my other stuff, right? So this is the plan. The plan was I only trade with whatever. To only trade $200 a day. Basically, I can make a living off $200 a day trading. So I have however much rest sitting, just sitting. So the thing is I'm waiting for I want to keep it on standby for when I see something. And Tesla is something that I might check out because of that split. But I want to know how much shares they release. I want to know all this stuff before I put money there, because of how overvalued Tesla still is. But
Oh my God, it's always going to be overvalued.
no, that's what I'm saying. I don't know, so I want it to split. I don't know how much shares are gonna split, and
Well, they did it 1 for 5 last time,
hmm?
so that's how I have 10,000 shares. I bought 2,000 shares at decided $200 a piece, and then when they split it, they gave me 10,000 shares, so my average is still little hair under $40 each.
Yeah,
And then if they do another 5 for 1 split again, I'll have 50,000 shares, and my average will be what, $10, 12.50. It'll be
right.
12.50 a share. But I think you have a good plan because these are things that if you notice it and you have the money for it, because what are we looking at now? If you get into Tesla before they do the split, so they're going to vote April 27th. So I would assume the split's going to be in May. You have to own it 18 days prior to the split. They'll
Mm-hmm.
give the date where you have to buy it. You hold it, uh, it'll split it. So right now it's at $1,100. So what'll happen is if they do a 5 for 1, all of a sudden you're going to have, for every share you bought, you're going to have 5 shares, and then they're going to be worth, what is that, 100 and some bucks a piece?
Mm-hmm.
110 or $120 a piece.
Yeah.
And so from there, uh, there's 3 days where the hedge funds and market makers are allowed to trade it before the retail investors do. So on the 18th day, when it opens back up, it it should be worth 400 or 500 bucks. So it's an easy way to make money. And then with that, we have Google is going to do their split that you have to have your shares by the end of May because they're doing their split in June 18th, I think, is
Mm-hmm.
will be the last day. And then you make the money on that. And then Amazon's going to do their split in July. So if you do this right, you can take, say, you have $1,000 and
Mm-hmm.
it works. You could probably turn that into 6 figures just by buying those 3 stocks. So and you don't have to hold them. You can sell them. You take the profits, and then you move on to the next one. Once the retail public can trade it, everyone's going to jump in. Prices are already going to be up. You
Mm-hmm.
sell it into the strength, and you do that with Google and then with Amazon. So what we're looking at in the next 3 months, you could potentially make easily a 6 figure income with barely any money invested.
Wow.
So
Wow.
your strategy is good. And it's little things like that make up for all, because you scalp, so you're familiar with the 1%, 2%, 3% profits.
Yeah.
Um, but these are the ones that go parabolic.
Right.
So you're going to own each share of Tesla for 120. Last time when they did the split, Tesla opened up at $600. So
Wow.
yeah. And it went, okay, so they were at 2,000 before the split. So each share basically was worth 400 if you owned it for 2,000. So you
Mm-hmm.
made an extra $200 per share. So you would have made $1,000 if you only owned one share. So it's a real easy way to build a portfolio. My portfolio is so huge because of I look at the things like that. You got to look for the anomalies. Because there's certain things that are going to make money. High shorted stocks, if you can buy it and hold it and not worry about leaving your funds there, eventually it's going to get a squeeze.
Mm-hmm.
So you're gonna make money there. You do the forward splits. I'm always out of a stock before a reverse split. Have you ever been in one? And you own like 500 shares, say, or 1,000 shares, and then you open it up and you're like, holy crap, they're worth $10 a piece, and then you realize you only have like 20 shares because they did 100 for one split, and you're like, what the hell?
No, no, I
So
haven't.
reverse splits are bad. If a stock is going to be in a reverse split, you got to jump out of it before the split and then jump back in after the split, because the stock always tanks after a reverse split because most people don't understand what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
And then usually within about 4 or 5 days, the stock will run. So you just wait for the dip after the split and then jump back in.
Interesting.
And then another clever way to just pick up a little bit of cash here and there, when you see a reverse split coming, just buy one share of that stock. Because if it's a dollar stock and they do a 20 for one reverse split, you buy one share. Most companies don't do partial shares, they round up. So you can make $20 off of that $1 just by owning one share. And then you could do it in multiple portfolios.
Whoa.
I was actually looking at those numbers this morning for the reverse splits, and I had 43 of them in the last 2 years, where I would buy one share in all 16 portfolios. And then some portfolios don't deal with it, they just give you your money back.
Mm-hmm.
But there's some like Robinhood. I love the ease of use of Robinhood. And they just changed their hours. Did you see that?
Yeah, they got extended
Trix
hours
posted
now,
about
huh?
it. Did they do? Now we can't trade at 4 a.m. still, but from 7 a.m. that's huge because that's like when TD opens up, Charles Schwab. So you can get in there and get some of the pre-market action now.
I thought TD's
And then
24-hour trading.
if you sign up for that specific service,
So now it's
my buddy
okay. Okay.
my buddy uses TD, and I keep telling them to switch because
Yeah.
they don't let him trade before 7 in the morning, and then usually after 4 o'clock hits, he has a hard time being able to sell or buy anything.
Mm-hmm.
So his hours are limited.
Yeah.
But they do. TD has 24-hour trading. The problem is you have to sign up for the package, and then from there you have to hope somebody else is trying to trade.
Yeah.
So there might be two of you, one buying and one selling, but I guarantee you won't get together on price.
The weed stocks are doing great today after that they took a long dip, looks like.
Oh my gosh, yeah. The, they took a much longer dip than I thought they would.
Yeah. It seems like they
And
they made a really nice because it had a good strength about 2 days ago pre-market. It wasn't a very strong candle. It was just good, consistent buying. And then it looks
yeah,
like the next day, or the same day, sorry, same day it just shot up. And I was watching it. Yeah, that was 2 days ago. It shot up and just slowly sold off.
oh yeah. I'm actually, I bought Tilray last week. Yeah, the 25th for 7.99.
See, Tilray's good. That's something that, let me actually look at that because I like Tilray. I think it's trading under cash. Yes, it still is. Still is trading
Yeah,
under.
'cause
Yeah.
they're finally making money now.
Well, I looked at their debt to asset, and it's only 20% versus 2 years ago it was 80%.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. I mean, cash is at 957, and so it still has a dollar.
Trading it.
Yeah, I mean it's still you know so at least $1. I think it'll definitely get to cash because The chart says different. Even when it was in debt, it was just at like $20.
Oh yeah. Well, and Tilray is one of the only weed stocks that are actually making money.
Right.
So that makes a big difference.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's great. Yeah, I've watched the price action compared to the other ones, and this one definitely looks like the strongest. Because 2 days ago, it didn't sell off as hard as the other ones, like Clover. Clover just slowly died, and it came back today a little bit. But this one, I mean, it sold off, but it sold off what, like 40 cents, 50 cents, and it's
Yeah,
at $8, 8.50. So I mean,
yeah, it's still not bad. Um, there's three other weed stocks that I like that are as good as Tilray. I
uh
like
huh.
Kron, AFA, and CGC.
Look at Kron right now. Oh yeah, see that one's got a good cash value too. It's trading like right at it. It's right there. It's booked at 356 and it's at $4. So I mean it still has room to move up. I mean it's
Yeah,
definitely not what I would consider overvalued yet.
yeah, not many companies can be overvalued and hold it.
Oh really?
But yeah, the weed stocks are good even if they were overvalued because what they're looking at is future revenue, and
Uh
there's a
huh.
lot of people that smoke weed.
Yeah. I see. I see. I see. Yeah. So that would be great. What was the other one you said?
APHA, APHA.
See this one's overvalued for sure. But what's the reasoning, right? Let's look. Yeah, I mean, I don't really like this one yet. I think looking at the chart.
Man,
Well,
I'm looking at
now
my
would be the time
history
to get
of
in. Now would be the time to get in, to be honest. But yeah, go ahead.
I'm looking at my history on Kron, and I bought a bunch of $12.50 options August 2018,
Uh huh.
and I paid $30 for each option. Within 10 minutes, I sold them for $183 a piece.
Wow.
And then it goes up through time. In October, I bought $19 options, same scenario, and then $24, then $27 options. So as the price rose a little bit, I kept getting the options. I have like 4 pages of options on Cron. CGC, man, let me look at AFA first since you're on it. And October 17th, 2018 was the day that Canada legalized weed.
Great.
What is going on here? I don't know if it's my internet.
Hey, EPS means earnings per share, right?
Yes,
How do you calculate that, or what? Explain that to me.
that's based off of the money the company makes. It's going to be their net profit, and then you just take the net profit and divide it by the amount of total shares outstanding shares,
Okay, I got
and
it.
that's how they come up with that number. Some companies, like you'll notice, there's like a negative 25 cents, negative 2 cents, whatever it is, and that's because the company took a loss, and so each share is negative. Bless you.
Thank you. I see what you're saying.
Okay, let's look at CGC. That's got to be my internet. I wish they showed pre-market on the regular charts, like for the history of it.
Mm-hmm. You said CGC. What is that?
It's a weed stock.
Okay. Oh, Canopy.
Yes,
Canopy Growth. Yeah.
this stock was my first real like monster profit, other than my first trade. Um,
Dude.
but this one was I made 3 times, 30 times as much. I bought CGC. I'm looking at the history now. Um, it looks like what did I pay for it?
I like
Here we
it.
go. Okay, I bought it at $30 and then sold it for $299.
Oh man, right now is a great time to buy it. Well, it depends what you're moving it at, right? If you want to swing it, I'm definitely this. I like this price.
Now, so the question is, why are the weed stocks running?
You know why, right?
Because it's in Congress right now, right?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And they're going to pass it. See,
Yeah.
look, you too could be a catalyst trader.
I am. I'm like a mix. Like I'm just like I scalp if there's nothing like well, maybe I only scalp because that's what I know how to do. But I feel like once I develop my trading, I'm not just gonna scalp. You know, I'm gonna be a
No,
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna be a playbook trader. Like I'll have a playbook for different types of
nice.
scenarios. You know.
Exactly. Diversity is huge
Exactly.
when trading. I only scalp on days where there's nothing going on in the market
Yeah.
because you get addicted to trading, so you still got to feel that win, even though you're making 30 cents a trade or whatever,
Right.
per share. You're like, oh yeah, I still won. And then my size is a little larger when I scalp, so
Uh
it
huh.
turns out to be a pretty decent profit.
Yeah. Yeah, I still need some experience with the swings. I'm definitely gonna incorporate them. I mean, you know, I've been holding GameStop for a long time, so I know essentially like when to get in and when to get out. It's not like I'm not versed in like buying when it's oversold, you know. So I mean, I'm able to do that, but the problem is do it with companies I'm not sure of, so I'm not able to analyze them very nicely. You know, so I'm getting there.
Nice. Yeah, it just sounds like you got to get your research done.
Yeah, which I am. I feel like I'm definitely doing. I'm able to do it.
That is good. And then pretty soon you'll be able to look at a stock, and in 30 seconds you'll be able to make a decision on the history, where it's going to go.
Right.
Like it becomes second nature.
Yeah.
I know I always get asked, "How do you keep picking these?" And I'm like, I look at it and I like it. Well, can you tell me what you like about it? I'm like, everything. Otherwise, I wouldn't be in it. Like, but after doing it for 5 years, it's just I know exactly what a chart looks like that's about to run. Consolidation.
Uh-huh.
Uh, know when the price is being manipulated. You just can look at it because it's second nature to you.
Right. That's almost how I feel about Hook. I really love Hook. I mean, Hook's just crazy right now.
It is crazy, man. Yeah, I noticed you really love that one. You talk about it a lot. But it's like I said from the very beginning, we usually trade the same stocks over and over and over and over again.
Yeah.
If you've got a winner, why Why not ride that horse?
Yeah.
That's why I always say cut your losers quick and take full advantage of your prize horse.
Dude, I should have done that with AGRI and Arcadia, bro. I totally flopped those.
What's Arcadia's ticker? ARCD?
RKDA.
Arcade. AR. That's
It
right.
was moving with AGRI almost in tandem. There was a little lagging, so it was good when AGRI was moving. So you could sell AGRI and then Arcadia would it would still be moving.
Oh, this one's on my do not trade list.
Is it really?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
dude.
lost. I lost money on that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I did okay on Arcadia and AGRI, but there was a point I would have done excellent, but I didn't take the money.
Oh, dude, we. I'm so stupid. I have it in my long term at $1.09.
Oh, it's not on your do not trade list.
Nope. It was until the beginning of the month.
Oh, okay, okay.
I'm looking at the history now. Um, back 3 years ago, it was on my do not trade list. I must have forgot, but it looks like I'm making money.
Yeah, you are.
That's so funny. Oh yeah, there's $1.92.
Yeah, that's wheat. Wheat stock. They like wheat.
Isn't it crazy that there's the different sectors? There's companies that have as basic as rice, wheat, potatoes.
Right.
I was just thinking earlier today too. Could you picture trading 30 years ago where everything was done on paper and phone calls?
Dude. Yeah.
And then your broker, if you had a broker buy the stocks for you, you'd have to call him in the morning so that when he was on the stock floor, he could pick them up.
Yeah, ain't no scalping back then. That's for sure.
Yeah, technology has definitely made it easy.
I know, man. Great. What do you think of
Well, and then
what were you gonna say?
it puts all the information at your fingertips.
It does. I was gonna say, what do you think like the top gainer right now, IGMS? I'm checking it out right now. It seems like it. Were you on this one today?
Um,
It's up
Let me look.
100%.
And that's a nice 100%. $15.
Right.
That's not a bad profit. No, I'm not in that one.
It's pretty good.
Dude, that's crazy. What made it run? Let's look.
Looks like a biotech. Yeah, it is. Well, it is biosciences, but maybe just shorts.
Let's see. Okay, they develop antibodies for the treatment of oh, this is a cancer stock. Um,
Where'd you get that news?
I just looked online what IGMS is,
Okay,
and let me
okay,
tell you what. In addition to reporting, oh, they did their fourth quarter earnings today, and they
okay.
announced a lucrative new collaboration deal with Sanofi. 130% higher at 11:30 today. That's not bad.
Yeah, I'm
Now,
reading about it right now.
another way to do it too, you can go into any one of your platforms
Huh?
and you can click on information about the company. Like, say you're in Moomoo or Webull, you put the ticker in on the watch list side, and then at the top it'll be like news,
Yeah, yeah.
uh, information about the company. They give you a bunch of stuff. What else is that? Fundamentals.
Yeah, that's how I was looking at it just now.
I always just use the internet.
Yeah. There's probably a lot more on there. What about at PHAS? It just shot up literally just now.
I just saw that.
Phase
Up
Bio.
60 cents. Wow.
Yeah, that one book value. Oh, okay. Negative, so they're in debt. Yeah, they got almost 1.5 times their, well, almost 2.5 times their assets and debt.
Okay, this is running.
What'd you say?
It's running just based off of technicals.
Yeah, yeah.
um, it looks like the price was bottomed out because it got tanked from last year. All year, it just went down the shitter,
Right.
and then it looks like it just finally hit bottom, and people jumped on it. That's what I think happened.
Yeah. Almost almost itching to take some right now. Looking at the order book.
You're a brave man.
I am brave on it. Brave on it right
It's up too many dollars for me to do it. Oh, 13 hours ago, they released their guesstimated earnings for 2023. 31 cents for the quarter. EPS, they're saying it's going to be 30 cents, 30 cents, 31 cents. Oh, and get this. They released their earnings on March 24th for
now.
the
Uh huh.
past quarter. The company reported 90 cents per share.
Oh.
That's awesome.
I mean, for the price, yeah.
But the analysts are dropping their target price from $15 to $10. It's at $30 right now.
They're scared.
It said this thing was $1.15 on Monday. Is that right? Somebody made some money if they bought this sucker. I don't know how I missed it. Oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
it's
saying.
only
This
at a
thing.
dollar 81.
Yeah.
Wait, what? How did I get 30 bucks?
Probably from the. Yeah, you might be looking at the wrong thing.
Oh, I pulled this ticker up before when it was 30 bucks and my internet didn't load the new page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I've been having connectivity issues with all three of my services.
Gotcha.
And then my power is still out. We're in my office.
No
So
way.
I've just been trading off the iPads and laptops. Yeah, because I got to rewire it, and I just haven't had the time. I realize it really doesn't make a big difference having 9 screens versus 3.
Yeah.
I just pick less stocks.
Uh-huh.
And for the sake of the group, I try not to put more than maybe 8 to 10 calls a day.
Yeah.
Only because what I've realized is that people are selective, and so they're always going to go and buy the cheapest stock that I call.
Mm-hmm.
And 1 out of 10 of them that I put isn't going to run. And guess what stock that everybody always buys? The
The
one
one
that
that
didn't
that
run. Always, man. Always. I'm like, I have a 92% success ratio, and you bought the one that didn't run,
Right.
but it's because it's what's in their wheelhouse.
Yeah.
That's all they can afford. And what I've also noticed is that most of the members, they only buy like 5 or 10 shares at a time.
Yeah.
And so the trick is to try to cater it so they can see the profits in their portfolio. Because if you have a $200 account or a $500 account and you make 10%, you're like, I only made $50, but they don't realize that 10% is huge.
Yeah.
And so, and if you did that every day, your account would be massive by the end of the year.
True.
So, I'm a percentage snob though. I don't like anything that's below 250%.
Well, that's just because you know how to get that.
Yeah. And I'm sitting here watching it all day. So, I'm not one of those guys that go, oh, I missed the sell of it. Then I always ask them, did you not set a sell limit order?
Dude.
If you're going to be trading your money, why would you not make sure that you're protected?
Yeah.
And it's like one of my good friends, he's been trading for a year. He
Mm-hmm.
just finally learned how to put a stop loss on his tickers last week. And I'm like, wait, what? You've been just everything I call, you buy. He's got a pretty sizable account. So everything I call, he buys, but he works a full time job. And so he can't always be looking at it. And he'll be like, man, I missed that $5 run. I'm like, you don't have limits and stop losses in there?
You're right.
If you can't watch it, at least protect yourself.
Yeah.
Okay, so I think we need to set up a game plan for our calls.
Mm-hmm.
Like figure out what we want to like talk about or explain or train on that day.
Oh, for the group, yeah.
Yeah, and probably start with the basics. I was actually reading your welcome message in your Discord group, and uh, and I actually really liked it. Where you
Oh
were
yeah.
like, if you're at this point, I'm assuming you already know the basic terminology, the basic system on how to trade,
Mm-hmm.
which is huge.
Yeah, like a blue belt. Like I was. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, because I just take for granted that everybody knows, trading 101.
Mm-hmm.
And then I get a lot of phone calls and they're like, what do you mean by SL? What does PT mean? Um, how do you set a limit purchase? And I'm like, wait, you didn't go into the training tab and read all the terms first so you would know what I was saying? And
Yeah.
then And then I'm like, and you didn't go over the basics of trading, like how to buy, how to sell. And I don't have a problem teaching people how to do it,
Mm-hmm.
but I'm thinking you're risking your money. Why would you not want to familiarize yourself with how to be successful at this?
Yeah.
And, I don't expect people to be stock experts,
Mm-hmm.
but, if you're taking 1,000, 2,000, $10,000 of your money, there's actually a member of our group who just lost 15 grand and
No.
on a trade, and she's telling me that her whole account was blown up off of one trade. I'm like, you put all your money into one trade? So
No.
I think we need to cover those, the basics. And my theory, I don't put any more than 5% into one trade.
Right.
But when I first started, of course you have to. So I think we need to go all the way back to the basics. And you're not going to turn a $500 account into a $100,000 account if you're not going all in on trades.
Mm-hmm.
But once you have a decent size amount of money in there, your whole goal is to protect your capital so that you can trade tomorrow.
Yeah. Well, dang. I'm sad
You
she
know,
did that. I mean, I lost 50%. I told you I lost 50% the other time. And I
yeah.
am never doing that again, let me tell you. You will not ever catch me with that amount of size.
Oh man, if I had a dollar for every time I lost 50% when I first started.
No, no, no. Unless
Well,
unless
even
it's
last
like
year I was down 60%.
yeah, unless it's like, unless I have the plan beforehand to do it, I would never just go in and be like, "Oh, this looks great. I'm going to put all my money in it." No, I got to have the it's got to be something that's like crazy like Google or, you know, an ETF or something.
Yeah, no, exactly. But there's the benefit to having your parabolic runners because you can blow
Mhm.
your account up in one trade, but you can also make a lot of money on one trade.
Yeah.
What do you think of Redbox? Go ahead and
Redbox?
look at that.
Let me
Yeah,
look at that. I was trading PHAS just now. I was trying to scalp it. Just destroyed me.
dang.
John's like, dude, you're so dumb. I know. I thought it was gonna bounce up. Actually, it looks like it's literally about to right now. Um, anyways, Redbox. Hold on.
Yeah, on the daily chart, you have an ascending triangle. It should keep going up.
Redbox?
No, PHAS.
Oh, okay. Yeah, but
Looks like it's just normal pullback. And
yeah,
it's
I'm
on
not taking.
low volume too.
Yeah,
If
nah,
you
I'm
look at
not
the
taking it
volume
for a
bar.
swing. I haven't done my shit for a swing on it. Redbox looks cool.
I have a lot invested in Redbox because they were supposed to have their earnings released last Friday. It was unofficial, and they did not.
You bought it
And
at
my
what,
first,
that big sell off?
I bought it when it was at 202,
Oh,
when,
good.
and then I averaged up on it when it
Yeah.
got past three. I bought more. I think it was like 292 when I bought more.
Uh huh.
So my average is a little higher. Like I'm still in the profit zone, but I have a lot of shares of that because I'm thinking it's the middle of a pandemic. You
Mm-hmm.
have an app for the TVs and the phones where you can watch movies now, and you have all the movies available that are, in existence.
Right.
And so, just based off of that, what do most people do when they're stuck in the house for 2 years? You watch
Yeah.
movies.
Exactly.
So I'm thinking their earnings have to be like through the roof, and the fundamentals are there. So, but I hate holding it for longer than I anticipated because they didn't do what they said they were going to do. That kind of scares me.
What was that?
Release the earnings on Friday.
Oh, okay, okay.
And they never put out an official announcement, but there was an unofficial announcement that they should have been ready by Friday. Because think about this, if your earnings are so good, why would you hold off releasing them?
Yeah.
So my question is, are they waiting so they can add some profits from some of the big movies that just came out and
Hmm.
roll it back into, the last quarter, which a
Yeah.
lot of companies do that, or they're thinking a way how to soften the blow. Like, man, what was that stock? Uh, oh, what was that stock yesterday? Let me look. There was one. They released really good news in the morning, and the stock ran, and then they released their earnings last night, and the stock dropped.
Oh my God, what was that?
Oh man, I'm trying to find it. Okay, here I am. It was yesterday. THMO.
THMO.
Yeah, I don't know if you remember that one. That's about a 3 month swing for us
No, I've
at
never.
around 60 cents,
This
and it
reminds me of
finally,
Mullen.
yeah, very similar. But so in the morning it runs up, and I'm like, well, it should be an easy double because all we need is $1.25. So we bought it for 62.628, I believe was the purchase price.
Hmm.
So I'm like, yeah, if we hit $1.25, it'll be 100% gainer. I'm okay with that. And then right at market close, they throw in their earnings, and the stock dropped from $1 back down to like 70 cents.
No.
But it was up from where it was in the morning. So they did it right. They released good news, got the stock up so that when they dropped the bad news, it didn't crash it to zero.
Yeah.
Very intelligent IR department.
Well, all right, dude. I think it's a lot of good info. I'm gonna get ready to close the video here, but yeah, if anybody's listening, they want to join the Discord. I'll put a link in the description. You guys are free to come in. We do charge a subscription fee, but that will be disclosed in the join in, and it's only $10 a month. And we have a premium membership. Like I said, that'll be disclosed. You can get a lot of our calls. You can get a lot of stuff and stuff that John teaches, especially if you're looking to be um, a professional trader. He can definitely pull you on that. Anyways, um, anything you want to say, John? Any you got any remarks or anything?
No, not today.
Okay, all right. That sounds pretty good. Let me look at this. Look at the spy real quick. Everything's finishing up, so I guess tomorrow will be kind of interesting. Yeah, man, I'm really watching oil. I'm like, no, I swear I sold at the wrong time. So I'm like, I'm watching oil like a hawk right now. Anyways, all
Have
right.
conviction in your winners.
Oh my God, they were losers, John. They were losers.
Uh, there's a reason you bought it to begin with, though. You have to trust that.
I
Always trust
know,
your gut
dude.
instinct.
Oh my God.
You're like, I sell them, and then the next day they all run. Where I could have came out unscathed.
I would have cried, bro. Don't tell me that. Don't tell me that. All right. Anyways, that's probably it. I'm ending the call, and see you next time. I'll get the video up there.
Awesome.
All right.